So I have 7 hours before my next flight going to San Antonio, so I figured I'd show you all the United clubs that are at Chicago O'Hare next to the Big Ass Dinosaur. And I'll start from my least favorite to my favorite. And you just tell me in the comments, which one's your favorite. Alright. So this is the one next to E4. And there ain't much going on around here. So that's a slow door. So this is a very basic lounge. It actually used to be an old Delta lounge. Got a little area in there to hang on. There's usually people here that can help you if you have any issues. I like the little pods kind of deal. And they used to have some Therabody stuff over there, but they don't anymore. So it's just seating. So, but then you got a whole bunch more seating. Bathrooms, but you don't see that. There is self-serve alcohol. Entry. Now they do have cold food. They don't have hot food over here because they don't have a kitchen. It's the second newest club in O'Hare, but it's very basic, very chill. It's usually quiet over here except for the screaming baby, so it's okay. But I just don't come over here unless my gate's like literally right here. It's a great area if you want to do some plane spotting of the baby plane. So if I were to make a right there, I'd go to F Club down this long hallway. Because I'm not going there. We're going to the dungeon because, like I said, we're going to go from best to, or worst to best. The ones I like and I don't like. You know what I mean? So this is known as B18. And it's called the dungeon by most people because it's actually downstairs. I had to take my headphones out. I can't hear myself talk, so therefore I think I sound stupid. So you got little rooms so you can have a phone conversation. There's somebody to help you. Chilling seating. They do have hot food here. And there's not a lot of it. Coffee, all that good stuff too. Lots of seating. Bathrooms are that way. But if you kind of keep going, there's a bar down here. Oh, also more seating. And a really awesome bartender. I don't mind this one where I'm on this end of the world. But there's not a big bar space, and everybody here just kind of basically chills and keeps to themselves. I'll say that guy saved my life one day, because I had to misconnect and needed rerouting, and it took him like 5 minutes, and he handed me a ticket and he said, "Run!" I ran and caught my plane. They can also help you. I gotta walk all the way to the other end. Just in between the two clubs is a mile, just so you know. FYI, if you have super status, and that's what they come pick you up at. And then they take you to the next flight because, they don't want you walking too far. I guess running, because you would have to run. But yeah, I've been picked up probably 7 times in 4 years. All right, so we're back. F9 United Club. Well, 2 miles now. Mm-hmm. So this one's actually upstairs. You literally are going the opposite end. Again, this is one of my favorite clubs for getting services because if you have a problem, there's always agents here that are willing to help you and they will make the world flip upside down. Again, you got a phone booth and the agents. There's lots of seating. Even more. And more. And you have more of like the snacky side. Bathrooms over here. Bartenders. This one's got newer bartenders, but they're still pretty awesome. Now, ladies' room and then family rooms on this end. But you got coffee and there's kind of hot food here. And more seating. So the staff is awesome. And the bartenders, like I say, this is like a training ground for some of the new ones. But the United staff are awesome here. They do have an elevator though. I ain't using it because I'm walking like up to 2 miles now. Okay, so there's a lot of people who talk about how expensive it is to have a club membership, but I'm going to tell you the card is actually the best way to go. I have a past. I screwed up. I ruined my credit once before, and Chase doesn't want to give me a credit card, so therefore I got to pay for it. So I had to pay like $750 today. It's really like $1,400 for everybody else, but But if you want to, here you go. Here's your code you can use. That'll give you some extra miles, but yeah. So you get like 110,000. Yay! Working smarter, not harder. FYI, if there's a tornado, this is where everybody goes. It's the bottom, right between C and B. There's the new Polaris Club. It's not my favorite. Some people call this C16 or C10, but it really is just the C Concourse United Club. Lots of seating. So there's actually men's and women's. There's an all gender, and then there's a nursing room. Again, they have people for assistance. That's honestly the best value about this whole thing, having a membership. So they have arguably some of the best food because they have the kitchen over here. But it's a little too fancy for me, so I can't eat here. Fake cookie, real cookies. Drinks, and all this seating. And then the bar area. Yeah, they got plenty of seating here, but this is also a great place to look at the big birds. Those are the international flights. Also, the cookies are really good here. And more seating everywhere. I'm so tired. Not even funny. So that's not my favorite. I'll show you my favorite, but I'll also show you my favorite place. Yeah, it's a food court. Specifically, the Goat Tavern. Get me a double cheeseburger. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I walked 3 miles. I'm good to go. Look at the pickles. And on to my favorite. And I'm skipping the ice cream. I promise, it's either one way or the other. I either get ice cream or the burger. I had the burger. Okay, now we go see my very favorite club in O'Hare. And up the escalator again. You know, you can get a good walk in. Just walk around O'Hare. Just a club hopping. You got a membership. That's what I do. So I enjoy it. And I enjoy the people. So I'll tell you why this is my favorite club after we look at it. This is known as B6. It's across from B6. There's a ton of people trying to get in this one. Escalators, gotta love it. So there's a ton of seating. There's always a full staff over there. You have food over there, more seating, even more seating. You've got telephone rooms. So again, more seating. I like that plane. It looks cool. All gender. Did I mention they have a lot of seating? More seating and hot foods over there. You got a coffee bar and more seating. I'm in my spot. Okay, so here's the thing. Way back, actually, I should probably put my ears under that. Hey, just doing the. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so way back in the day, I came in here and I was just having the worst day. And I sat down and one of the bartenders proceeded to get me absolutely wasted. I had like 6 hours before my flight. And she knew that my wife had breast cancer, and she knew that I was in the fight of my life to try to make enough money to be able to pay for part of the surgery. And she gave me a break, and I had an escape. And that's the only reason I love this place, because it's got good memories. I can always come in here and just hang out. Thanks.